My name is Isla, and with one sentence, I unraveled something fragile that had quietly taken root between us. Maybe we should just stay friends, I said, trying to mask a deeper fear I wasn't ready to face. I thought I was being gentle, offering a safe detour away from something too big for me. But when I saw his face, the stillness in it, the flicker of something breaking, I knew I hadn't softened the blow. I had struck something sacred. For him, those words weren't a soft landing. They were the end of something that never quite had a name, but meant everything. We were never official, never labeled. But what we shared pulsed with something real. Late nights turning into sunrises, forehead kisses that lingered, private jokes that felt like home, mornings that began with his texts, each one a quiet assurance that I mattered. When people asked what we were, we'd dance around it. We're seeing where it goes, we'd say, but it had already gone deeper than either of us admitted. He noticed things others missed. The exact way I like my coffee. The way I'd stretch one leg out of covers when I felt too confined. He saw me fully, deeply, and that scared me more than I expected. I told myself I wanted love, but when it stared me in the face, raw and vulnerable, I panicked. What if I let him in and he broke me? Or worse, what if I broke him? I thought I was shielding us from pain, but really, I was just running from mine. It was a quiet night, a Thursday, and we were parked outside his place, the same spot where we'd once shared stories and laughter that echoed long after the engine stopped. That car had become our little world. But that night, my chest felt like it was closing in. I said the words, "I think we should just be friends," and the space between us grew dense and unfamiliar. He blinked, like I'd spoken in riddles, then exhaled something heavy. He didn't protest, didn't try to change my mind. He just nodded, with more grace than I deserved. "If that's what you want," he said, voice steady, hollow. Then he stepped out of the car. I stayed behind, hands clutching the steering wheel, staring at the seat he had just left, a seat that still held the warmth of him, the window shut behind him, closing off more than just a view. The days that followed felt wrong. No texts, no memes, no sleepy voice notes. I had assumed we'd ease into a new version of us. Maybe clumsy, maybe a little distant, but still us. I thought we'd meet for coffee again, share a laugh. But he was gone, still living, still posting, still smiling in pictures. But not with me. I reached out with a casual, "Hey, how's it going?" No reply. A few days later, I sent a joke he'd have loved. Silence. That's when it settled in. I hadn't just lost a maybe boyfriend. I had lost my closest friend, the one who read between my silences, who anchored my spiraling thoughts. He heard my words, "Let's be friends," as you're not enough. And that wasn't what I meant. But love isn't filtered through intentions. It's measured in the weight of our choices. And rejection, even when wrapped in care, can cut deep. I kept replaying that night, wondering if a different phrasing could have spared him. I thought I was being kind. But in his eyes, I turned my back on everything he'd given, his time, his gentleness, his whole heart. I offered him caution in return for his trust. And that, in its own quiet way, was a betrayal. Eventually, I stopped reaching out. He didn't come back. The connection we had, vivid, complex, electric, dissolved like it never existed. I saw him once, months later, at a friend's gathering. He looked good, lighter somehow, surrounded by people and laughter. Our eyes met for a second. He gave a faint nod, polite but distant, and then turned away before I could say anything. That night, I cried, not because I wanted him back, but because I finally understood what I had let go of. Something rare, something undefined but deeply real. A flame that lived in the blurry space between friendship and love. I learned that let's be friends isn't always a gentle fallback. Sometimes it's the moment everything slips away. People like him, people who love fully, don't hang around where they've been pushed aside. They don't beg. They don't linger. They rebuild quietly. They don't come back. And when they're gone, they take the whole truth with them. I said what I said because I didn't believe I was enough. I thought I was doing him a favor by stepping away from my own chaos, sparing him from the way I unravel when someone sees too much. But he didn't want saving. He wanted honesty. He deserved my all or a clean end. not some hesitant in-between. I don't say let's be friends anymore unless I mean every word, because I've learned some hearts don't settle for half. And if you break one that pure, that gentle, it may never look back.